Well, the memes are getting crazier, and so are the Democrats.
You have no power here.
You shall not pass, fat cat, bureaucratic swamp monster, as now. We truly have a lot of crazy people that are arguing some insane things when it comes to USID and just how ridiculously they really want to keep their golden ring of Sauron that used to provide them all the power, all the money, all the influence. It's now gone, and we have some crazy people calling for violence. Yes, you heard that correctly, as religious pastors, the same pastors connected towards promoting civil unrest here in the United States during the mostly fiery but peaceful protests, are now in unison singing the tune of civil unrest and violence that they deem somehow necessary here, which of course should never be in our political discourse. You would think that we have passed this time where violence is going to be used in our political system, and no, there are still concerted efforts by a lot of control freak ninnies out there that want to make sure that their unfair theft is allowed to be kept by them and them only. All of this as we just found out that, once again, Elon Musk exposed how FEMA is disobeying federal orders by the President of the United States, specifically his directives, specifically his executive actions. And FEMA just spent $59 million last week on luxury hotels in New York City in order to house their future Democratic voters, illegal immigrants that came here without any kind of documentation, without any papers, that were transferred to New York City, as now still somehow our money is being sent there in gross insubordination against the president's executive orders. Why is this still happening? Well, the bureaucratic base loves their hands out, loves their money, and for some reason they still believe, under this new day and age of accountability and transparency, that they could sneak one under their American taxpayers. Overwhelmingly, people are saying, why are we doing this? This doesn't make any sense here, unless you look at a larger plan to screw over the American middle class, the blue-collar workers. When you import a huge number of people, you increase the price of labor. So you increase the price of housing, you decrease the price of labor, overwhelmingly creating a lot of very harsh economic pressures on average day Americans that are just trying to make it by. Now, you add that to the fact that the Americans are also paying for their luxury hotels and their benefits. New York City was literally handing out debit cards, free money to people just because they came here illegally. It makes no sense at all. Another major cut that DOGE just slashed recently was $168,000 that was supposed to be going towards a tribute to a liar, a man who went to Congress, lied to the American people, should have been held criminally responsible for, but was pardoned all the way back till 2014, ever since the Maidan revolution in Ukraine, where a lot of people believe there was also a lot of gain-of-function work being done there, specifically with bioweapons. Dr. Fauci was supposed to have more egotistical tributes in his honor, even though his record there has plagued the American people, the people of the world. This guy is just a horrible monster when you look at everything that he has done throughout the many years that he had any kind of power over us, whether it was the Patriot Act under Bush, whether it was Ukraine, whether it was the AIDS epidemic, whatever thing was going on, you could bet your bottom dollar Dr. Fauci was pushing, coercing, manipulating people to do horrible things that ended up extremely hurting them and screwing them over. As right now, we have a lot of crazy Democrats that are calling for more aggressive tactics against Donald Trump and Elon Musk, as they declared, we're going to be the opposition. Now, very interestingly, ever since Trump kind of won the presidential election, the left kind of has been quiet. A lot of people correlate that with it kind of being cold and saying, yeah, when it's cold, these people don't really like to go outside. and there's a correlation with that. But now that we're entering the spring, now that we're entering the summer, this is usually where we see a lot of the protests kind of pick up. We see a lot of people kind of congregate, a lot of people go outside, a lot of these organizations kind of come together. And truly, they're coming together on some of the most idiotic talking points right now, as a lot of people are pissed off about the hypothetical potentiality of Elon Musk releasing your social security number. That's literally what they're arguing. Like, Elon Musk is cutting a waste. Oh no, he has information to me. I'm like, okay, that doesn't. So does the NSA. So do all these other bureaucrats. He's gonna accidentally release all of my private information. The government already did that. All right, you go on the dark web. You pull up anybody's social security number right now. And this kind of larger misnomer, Elon Musk is going to release the social security number. It's already out there, Bob. All right, and you can thank the federal government for that, and the failed bureaucracy, and their failed security measures. As of course, the deep state doesn't give a damn about you. They never did give a damn about you. Elon Musk is one of the first kind of attempts of someone within government that actually is doing something about it. And now they're organizing protests that are called the Nobody Elected Elon protests. Yes, you heard that correctly. They're doing this at the Treasury, and their talking points are just absolutely nonsensical. And some of them are literally calling for violence. As Elon Musk just tweeted, they are afraid of their fraud that will be discovered, as we have a woke pastor that also promoted this larger kind of BLM movement that was not mostly peaceful, according to CNN, that just had this crazy statement to make here, calling for, quote, violent resistance. Yeah, you heard that correctly. We'll play the full clip in a little bit. Before we do, we wanted to remind people to sign up to LukeUnfiltered.com. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You go right here. The link is in the description. Click it right now. You go here and you sign up for whatever you can afford. I know most people can't afford much. And if you can't really afford it, don't sign up. But if you can afford it, if you can afford 20 cents a day, sign up here. You just put in a little bit of your information. You sign up. You get an email with your login information. And it's important to note here, a lot of the emails are going to spam. Check your spam. Make sure it's not in the spam. Once you're not in the spam, boom, you get the password, you get the login, boom, you are in there. You can set up your own password if you want, and you get access to 12 plus years of videos specifically centered towards making you the best, strongest, most amazing version of yourself. 3 masterclasses. I'm going to do another video just right after this one, highlighting my new studio build, because you guys get to see what's happening kind of behind the cameras, how I have it set up, how you guys could do videos like I'm doing right now. So I'm going to do that video. If you want to do videos exactly like I'm doing right now, I will tell you the gear I have, how I do it, how I set it up, and I'm literally producing this video live. There's no editing. It's just literally me here, sitting here, clicking all the buttons here to all the cameras that I have here with my Stream Deck here. So we'll get into that specific video, as well as the new specific Easter egg on my wall there in the video that will be out for members just exclusively on LukeUnfiltered.com. We're also doing a range day, March 16th, for people here in South Florida. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really awesome. So definitely go take advantage of that, as we're going to be doing some really cool, fun, awesome stuff just for members specifically. So go check that out. As of course, let's listen here to this woke preacher that truly is just an absolute lunatic here, in my opinion.
Take us back to a day that we do not want to go, and we will not go. Therefore, there will be conflict. I pray that the peace of God will win out and overcome the madness that is attempting to take over this nation. And I will say to you, beloved, no one likes violence, but sometimes violence is necessary. When Elon Musk forces his way into the United States Treasury and threatens to steal your personal information and your Social Security check, there is the possibility of violence.
Oh, no possibility of violence. Of course, you're lying. You're a liar. You're a frickin' stupid, idiotic boobhead that is absolutely just stirring the pot with real-life consequences that will have real people hurt as you sit with your fat ass on this bully pulpit talking nonsense and bullcrap. Seriously? He's going to steal your Social Security check. He forced his way in there. The president of the United States literally was like, hey, can you see what's going on here? And I was like, okay, here, let's look at the books. They're fighting him from even just seeing the books here. They're the ones physically trying to stop him at USAID. There was the staffers. No, you can't look at our CIA slush fund. No. And now you're going to say that this man is going to steal your Social Security check? You imbecile. You angry. Oh.
Sometimes the devil will act so ugly that you have no other choice but to get violent and fight.
That right there. I mean, if there ever was devilish, like evil actions, that's it right there. That's it right there. Let's just be real with ourselves. Calling for violence? Are you freaking kidding me? Especially what we just went through a couple years ago in this country, especially with just how crazy things got, especially how on edge, especially with how close we got to an actual freaking civil war. And you are now, at this opportune moment in time, are going to be lying, slandering, putting this information to rile people up. And you know there's going to be some people that are not going to question stuff, that are not going to research stuff, that are not going to do their own homework. Like, oh my God, he's going to steal my money. Oh, we got to fight back. Dumbass. Family-friendly show here, no cursing. This lunatic goes on.
Well, someone might say, now, Reverend, you shouldn't be talking about violence. This isn't the Christian thing to do. Well, I will say, why not talk this way? Because Jesus did.
What?
Jesus said in this key verse, didn't he? The kingdom of heaven suffers what? Violence. And the who? The violent take it by force. The kingdom of God is a war zone. It is a battlefield. You did know this, right?
Yeah, that seems like, a little bit of a bastardized understanding of it. That's, of course, what happened to turn the other cheek. What happened with so many other kind of, and again, it's up to people's own interpretations here, and it's fair to say this man has a very skewed, horrible interpretation of everything that we, of course, just heard right now, as clearly there's really no arguments against a lot of this nonsense. When you look at a lot of what they're saying, it's children, and you see Bernie Sanders do this, and it's so ridiculous, and it's so just cringy, because it's not true. They're like, oh my God, children are not going to be fed. They're going to steal your Social Security number. None of those things are true. And if you're paying attention to it, you're seeing just how ridiculous a lot of these people are. When it comes to actually dealing with our government wasting our money on nonsensical, stupid, idiotic projects, why are we financing it? Why are we paying for it? Why are our taxes so gosh darn freaking high? Why? Well, there's a bunch of predators out there. There's a bunch of concubines out there. There's a bunch of leeches out there sucking off the wealth, the blood, the life of the American taxpayer, as, of course, the purchasing power, as Elon Musk has highlighted, of the U.S. dollar has gone down dramatically, as he's even hinting at the fact of having Dr. Ron Paul auditing the Federal Reserve banking system. That would be huge. We did a separate video about this and the larger kind of ramifications here, specifically with, the secret Federal Reserve bailouts to the tunes of billions of dollars, if not close to trillions of dollars. Again, you thought 2008 was bad with the banker bailouts. You haven't seen anything yet, specifically with what the federal government is now doing behind the scenes, as people are now talking about, hey, my dollar doesn't go a long way anymore. And I wonder why. Ever since the creation of the Federal Reserve fractional banking system, this quasi-secret, not so secret banking system, since 1913, you have seen your wealth just dwindle. And it continues to dwindle, especially with the more that we waste, the more that we print, the more that we borrow. And guess what? The way out of this kind of financial serfdom that a lot of us have been thrown into is to do what Elon's doing, is to do what Donald Trump's doing, is to do what Dr. Ron Paul could be doing soon. And it's finally just getting an accountant. And it's finally just getting a number. And it's finally just saying, okay, I'm giving you my money. What are you doing with it? And these people are having little emotional, hyperbolic, insane meltdowns for it, calling for babies. They're acting like little babies. Pathetic, lying, sociopathic babies. Truly, just disgusting behavior that needs to be called out more than ever. And the more we call it out, the less likelihood there is of violence. But there is still going to be this larger kind of concerted effort. The purchasing power of your dollar matters. The money that the government takes from you should matter. It should matter where it goes. It should go towards helping out America, building up America. And right now, it's not doing any of that. It's being used against you. It's being weaponized against you. It's being weaponized against people who are actually there trying to help you. As the corporate news media, another fine example of just welfare queens that were on the teeth of the American taxpayer as their lucrative contracts now finally have been canceled. Trump, by the way, is going to sue CBS News. He just doubled their demand from them to now $20 billion after he accuses them of deceptively editing the 60-minute interview and, of course, playing politics. Everyone was playing politics. Everyone, a part of the establishment, everyone that was going to get a handout was supporting Kamala Harris. A lot of the people who weren't going to get a handout were saying, hey, this needs to change. There's too many handouts. There's too much money going out from the American taxpayer. We're too much in debt. The groceries are just too damn high. This isn't sustainable. This isn't something that is what we should be doing as a country. And overwhelmingly, the American people voted hell no on this bureaucratic swamp monster-like system that has hijacked and taken over our government for their own personal coffers and financial success. These people, they're doing a lot better than a lot of us are doing. Independent media, got no handouts. We didn't need it. We had you. I can't thank you guys enough for signing up to LukeUnfiltered.com. See you there with a special broadcast right after this one, all exclusively here on LukeUnfiltered.com. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe. Click the notification button here on YouTube.com/WeAreChange.